It all began on a warm summer's eve, August 14th, 2001. No, I didn't go that far in this documentary. Instead, this documentary seeks to embody what it means to be an apostolic in the 21st century and why it's such a meaningful and powerful experience, an experience that can't be traded for anything else in the world. This clip is from May 15, 2015, and it shows me as a wee lad on the choir, one of the earliest ministries I had the privilege of being a part of. You can see how powerfully this service is moving, and I was statued in the middle. I guess this was one of my timid characteristics at that age. Drums has always been meaningful to me since the age of 7, and I've pursued that journey ever since. More recently, I've developed a passion for piano and have continued to explore the possibilities that music can afford me. Similarly to me, there have been many young people that have chosen to live the lifestyle of an apostolic. Now we will hear from several of our youth of why it's so important and what it embodies to them to be an apostolic in the 21st century.
Apostolic to me means is developing a relationship with God and getting to know Him on a personal level. And why I want to keep it is because for me personally, the journey to becoming an apostolic in a sense was kind of longer than people would expect. Like being a kid in the church, it wouldn't take so long for a person to get the Holy Ghost, especially if you're a kid who was born in the church. But for me, it took a little longer than others. So that's why I want to pursue. That's why when I got it, I wanted to pursue it, because it didn't make any sense trying for so long. And then as soon as I got it, I just throw it off. I just forget about who God is and just do everything that's not of God in a sense. Because I'm not in any ministries right now, but I have expressed interest in the audio-visual ministry and the music ministry.
Nice. So with this relationship that you've garnered with being born in church and over the years, how have you been an influence to your community to propagate this gospel?
Well, as of right now, being that I'm in college, there's not really much time for interaction between peers, but if I get the opportunity, I'll tell them of who I am, or if they ask a question about who I am, through basically, observation, for people who do see me, I'll tell them who I am, and if they have questions, I'll try my best to break it down to them of what Christianity is really about.
So you've been in this journey for a long time. You've been born in church similar to me, so I wonder if there are any biblical verses or quotes or any words of wisdom that you have that you use as your daily source of strength, or that could be of an encouragement to someone else.
I haven't given you a spirit of fear, but a power and of a sound mind. And the other one is John 16 verse 33 that says, "Don't be afraid, for I have overcome the world." As for words of encouragement, I would just say take it one day at a time, especially if you're a new person on this journey. You're going to make mistakes, but even if people judge you, God won't judge you. He'll give you the encouragement that you need to continue, because He's been through the experiences before.
Being an apostolic in the 21st century means holiness and living your morals according to the Bible. I'm still pursuing this because I find this is my peace and where I belong. One ministry that I'm a part of is the music ministry. I play various instruments, and I feel like that shaped who I am because it taught me team building and not just thinking for myself, but as my band as well, and living a life that others could follow, seeing that young kids also want to be a part of the band, and seeing how I live, that is what shapes me and makes me live according to an apostolic way. I believe I'm an influence in my community by the way I live, and seeing that people I've grown up with, seeing me going to church and how I carry myself, I believe that is what shapes their mind, and seeing that, they can also be a part of this and what apostolic means and the way that my lifestyle. So I believe that's how I shape my community. One of my favorite Bible scriptures is Proverbs 3 verse 5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. Especially since now it's finals, I believe that if I put everything in God and I'm truly trusting God that He'll be the source of my strength. And I recite that every day, every time before I go to an exam. I recite that to remember and keep calm, because, you know, a lot of times we have anxieties, but if you put your trust in God, He will come through.
Amen. Now dance.
Being apostolic in the 21st century kind of like embodies a lot. It embodies being controversial to people who don't understand you, and it embodies having a whole lot of unpopular opinions. And I'm still pursuing it because there's promise at the end. I wouldn't say I'm a part of any particular ministry, but I do use my gift of photography to minister to a lot of different ministries. Honestly, I've just been myself around people, just shown people who I am, and just been giving and honest. Therefore, the Lord Himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call him Emmanuel. But I take that verse to mean that the Lord's just going to give you a sign of what to do. Like, because I do, like, sometimes you struggle day to day not knowing where you're going to go, and the Lord gives you a sign. So it's just staying the course and just, like, acknowledging who the Lord is.
My outlook on the apostolic journey is, it is challenging, but I'm still pursuing it because of my personal relationship with God, and also the experiences I've had, the encounters I've had with Him, and I can't give up now, and He's just been too good to me. There's a song that says, He's sweeter as the day goes by, so the more I know about Jesus and the more He loves me and He encourages me and protects me, it keeps me going. So I've been a part of music ministry, multimedia, so working like, you know, the PowerPoints and so forth. I've a Sunday school teacher, youth on the youth committee as a team member, and now currently as a youth pastor. And being on Bible quiz, I was a quizzer and also a coach. So all of those things have shaped me. Our pastor, Pastor Dawson, always says, experience teaches wisdom. And all of those, being on all of these ministries have taught me a lot of wisdom, how to deal with people, leadership, having empathy, understanding people, conflict resolution, and just so many other things, but just skills for life, and also just to learn how to even pray more and to learn how to be a servant, because if you're a part of all these things, you have to serve. It's not about you, it's about God and His kingdom. I always try to just encourage people, like wherever they go, like their workplaces, school, to always just be a light, be who God called you to be kind, be loving. And as you're doing that, you know, people will just come up to you and say, what is it about you that's so different? And that's just an open door for you to just share, like, you know, the gospel, and invite them to church, invite them to function. So that's how I try to be that influence to tell people to spread the gospel. Make sure you're the light and people just automatically come. Philippians 4 verse 13, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. And I choose this one, I kind of say this one daily because sometimes I feel like I'm inadequate. Like the things that God asks me to do is like, of myself I can't do it, but He always encourages me that you can do all things. And I read that and I'm saying, okay, I can do it to encourage myself and build myself up. And then the next one is Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded thee, be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee wherever thou goest. It's a comfort to know that God is with me and that I can face life's daily challenges. And the last one is Isaiah 26:3. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee. Life gets hectic, life gets so busy, like your mind sometimes feels like a whirlwind, but if you just remember to keep your mind on Him and the peace that He gives, it feels like I can keep going on. So those are my 3 verses that I go to daily. And for encouragement for someone who's not in church, or just, I would just say, try Jesus. Just give Him a try. Just come and see who He is. He's the best thing ever. It's not just a cliche. Like everything that you're looking for it can be found in Jesus, and you'll never turn back.
we're taking a picture.
It's a video, so yeah.
Oh, it's a video.
Yeah. That was good though.
No. We're not. Yeah, we're not taking a video.